But Dave, before we move on into our next topic, we got to talk about today's sponsor of the show, and that's Manscaped. Manscaped support for MVP Sports Live is brought to you by Manscaped, who is the best in men's below-the-waist grooming. Manscaped offers precision-engineered tools for your family jewels. Manscaped is trusted by over 2 million men worldwide. Join the movement for all your below-the-waist grooming needs because, Dave, we talked about one ball. We're going to be talking about another ball in the next segment, and these balls have one thing in common, Dave. They have a father who has the mega balls. Dave, the mega balls to produce talents like Lonzo and LaMelo. If you want your
what
balls...
About
LiAngelo, that's 3 balls, man. You got 3 balls. 3 are better than 2. If you want those balls to be silky smooth, Dave, listen to that. Listen to that go. Like, that is a hum. It is a quiet razor. It's even got, look at that, a little bit of a flashlight there so you can find things down there. And it lasts for 90 minutes. And it's also waterproof. You can put this thing in the shower. It will not break on you. So go to Manscaped right now. Get 20% off and free shipping using the code MVP at manscaped.com. That's 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com. Use the code MVP. Your balls will thank you. And Dave, that is going to take us into grading the early grades for the NBA rookies about a month into the NBA season. I know I have a list down, but fuck it. We'll just start with Lamela Ball, you know, balls on top of balls into balls. Lamela Ball, rookie of the year, right?
It does seem like he is in the lead. I got no argument with that. He's very good at basketball, but again, it's the things that I didn't see coming. It's the effort on the defensive end that I've been really impressed by. It's the fact that he is a never quit kind of a player on the court, which I think a lot of pundits and people commenting on the NBA were very critical of him. And I'm glad to see him prove them wrong. I'm glad that he is 100% effort 100% of the time he's on that court. He looks locked in, and it's exactly what you want to see. Yes, the shooting numbers aren't great, but at the same time, they never really were going to be great out the gates. He's someone who has the body to grow into just something special. But the passing was there from day one, and I think he's a lock. Yeah, he's a lock for rookie of the year at this point for me. I mean, he stuffs the stat line. He's coming off the bench. At some point, the Charlotte Hornets will make the swap to move him into that starting lineup, but till they do.
Dave, you mentioned it, though. He's not even in the starting fucking lineup, Dave, and he's doing what he's doing. Like, I want to ask you. I know Retro and Jake in the watch-along were like, hey, do we take our victory lap on Shake Milton? Do we take our victory lap on Lamela Ball, Dave? Because people were telling us that Anthony Edwards and James Wiseman are the number ones in this draft class. And no, it's Lamela Ball. He's proven it.
About that kid. Daily victory laps there for Lamela Ball. His effort, what he's putting out there on the court. A+. I mean, that pick has been perfect. They knew that it was the whatever's coming our way, we will take. We'll be happy. We'll work with it. Yeah. And I'm glad that they weren't pressured into moving out of the position. I wish the Bulls had moved up for him, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, I mean, we'll talk about who the Bulls got. I really like him. But yeah, A+ for Lamela Ball. Like, there was no other grade here. Now to the list, Dave. We'll start Cole Anthony. We kind of talked about the Magic earlier. This is one where I will start with this one. I'm putting, there is no grade yet for me. It is a incomplete right now. It is a to be seen because I feel like this was something where he was expected to be a backup role. And now with the injury to Markelle Fultz, that team is kind of in shambles, shifting things around. I almost want to say inconclusive. I want to say to be determined later because I want to see more of him working with this team without Markelle Fultz out there.
But it is about grading, so I will give the fans a grade here. I'll go with a solid C+ here. Again, not surprised by anything I've seen from him. He's not a good shooter. We knew that in college. He is not a great facilitator. Yeah. Knew that in college. What he can do is score, and he plays with his athleticism out there. Yes, you see flashes, but at the same time, nothing here is making me believe that he is a star point guard of the future. You know, we'd like to believe he has that upside still in him. If he learns to shoot and if he can cut down on turnovers while increasing his facilitation with that team, love to see it. But yeah, I think I'm being generous with a C+ here.
Yeah, and for me, like I said, like only inconclusive because it hasn't been great, but I want to see more from it. Next one on the list, Denny Abdia. And for me, I actually have a question for you with this one, Dave. I've asked Soapy this question before. Yeah. It comes from our Discord because there's been talk with Denny Abdia where, of course, like if you look at a stat sheet, you know, you're a stat nerd out there.
Of course.
Denny doesn't jump off the page, but like watching his game, he has shown some spots as a passer. The shooting, maybe we hyped it up a little bit too much in the draft process. Hasn't shown great shooting this year, but yet again.
What do you mean?
Well, more versatility, I should say then. Not like actual numbers, but like
he's shooting fine.
The thing I'm getting to is
he literally just had his best performance of the year. What? His second to last game?
Yeah, that's the thing where it gets to this, where in the Discord it was thrown out, the Wizards are already wasting Denny Abdia because of Russell Westbrook. Now, Westbrook has been out the last few games, Dave, which plays into why his performances have been better. And it's just one of those things where I want to ask you, can a team waste a guy 12 games into a year? Can they completely waste a guy? Because I don't think you can. I think that's later down the road where you say waste it or not.
You can't waste a guy when they have only played a quarter of the season. Bingo. So I'm going to say hard no on that. But I do think his shooting is fine. I think that he's one of the best players on that Wizards team already. I think he is absolutely phenomenal. And I am upset I'm upset at Scotty Brooks. And it's exactly what we thought of it. He'd fuck up the rotations. And it's like, all right, Denny Abdia is going to ride the fucking bench. We're going to need 4 guards out here for this lineup. Hope that works out great for us. Oh, didn't. Oh, shock that didn't work for me when I got fucking Bradley Beal, Ish Smith. I know disrespect to Ish Smith, but like my point is, you can't run lineups like that. You can't run 4 guard lineups. I'm fucking sorry, Scotty Brooks. You're a goddamn idiot. Denny Abdia, good at basketball. Fuck the haters. Total value pick for the Wizards. I don't think anybody thought he would be there at 9 overall where he fell to. So I love what he's gotten the chance to showcase. Very good defender, very good passer, very aware of the situation on the court and how to play his role. And, you know, it's one of those things where I'm like, if he was on a worse team without stars, I think we'd see fantastic numbers from him. Yeah. But he is on a team where you do have Bradley Beal and John Wall both getting theirs. And then now that Rui is back trying to get hit, like you got a lot of mouths to feed over there in Washington. So I think the numbers won't show how good he is, but I think he's probably playing like, you know, the 5th best rookie or 4th best rookie on the court right now.
Yeah. And that's why for me, like this might be lower than some, Dave, but I'm going to go B- for Denny only because like, I know most people, like, I shouldn't say most. Some people out there might look at him and go, oh, he's C+ right now, or he's C. But it's like the things that you see negative with Denny, you hit on. It's not his fault. It's like it would be different if he was on the Bulls. It would be different if he was on the Hornets. Like he is with Scotty Brooks. That is his coach. Scotty Brooks is a bad coach. When will the Wizards get this through their dense skulls? To where like that's why I'm gonna go B- instead of higher, which I've seen from other people.
I'll go A-.
A-.
Shoot me.
The next guy, Dave, Desmond Bane. Guy I really liked in the draft. Later on, I really liked him. I've got some stats here from the Bleacher Report article.
Are you allowed to read stats?
Am I allowed? Is that allowed, Dave? Am I allowed to read
stats? Do you watch?
Do I even watch?
Did you watch the Grizzlies that we just watched in our watch along the other night? I don't know.
When we watched them with the fucking best unis that are had in the NBA with the old Vancouver logo on the court. Yeah, I did, Dave. But just reading from the article, it says, so far, Desmond Bain is 21 of 43 from 3-point, drilling a scorching 51.4% of his looks off the catch and getting himself open with relocations and off-ball reads. They also say he's also hit 42.9% from his pull-up field goal attempts, though he hasn't used them as much or attempted many shots off the dribble. Dave, This is what I talked about in the draft. The thing I hyped so much about Desmond Bain was his fucking shooting. It was like, so it was Saddiq Bey, Desmond Bain, Tyler Bey were like the ones where like Saddiq I thought would go higher than the rest. But like Bain and Bey 2, I should say. Bey. I thought they were going to be like, hey, their shooting is why you go ahead and draft them. Grizzlies, yet again, get a guy that's like nobody else wants. We'll take him, and he's paying dividends early on for him.
Yeah. I know a team that we'll talk about in a little bit later who wish they would have taken someone like Desmond Bain, who took a different shooting guard who's gonna, we'll see early in their careers. I'm not gonna say regret it, but right now, Desmond Bain, again, multi-year college guy. Great shot throughout. He just kept getting better offensively. I love it. Everything I see out of him and his little T-Rex arms out there. It's fucking hilarious at times. Fans make fun of him. I don't know if they're fans, but people in Reddit make fun of him for it. But like, the dude just has a shot that goes in. I love that second unit they put together with Melton, Bain, and Grayson Allen out there. Just shooters. They got 2 shooters next to De'Anthony Melton, he is their de facto like bench point guard. Well, Tyus kind of bounced, but with whole Jock coming back, I guess that's shook up a little bit. Point being, great fit. Wish he will take over Jalen Brooks' starting job at some point.
Jalen Brooks.
Maybe just a finishing role. Maybe a finishing role instead of starting. Jalen can have the starting role, so we don't hurt his ego. But I think to finish games off, I like Desmond Bain on the court a little bit better.
Hey, unless Brooks is on the way out, we've talked about trade rumors, Dave.
True.
What was the comment section that said that basically was blasting us for throwing trades out there for the Grizzlies? Was that what the Bulls? Oh, Zach LaVine. That's right. Don't want Zach LaVine out there with John Morant, Dave. It's not like the Bulls wanted that or anything. Oh, no, they wouldn't work at all. But yeah, I would say A- for me for Desmond Bain so far. Maybe a little higher than everyone else.
I don't know how you can go lower than an A. Like, what more do you want the guy to do? He is exceeding his role. They are not giving him more than 20 minutes a night. They clearly have a depth rotation at the shooting guard position. So it's like, hey, we're giving you the minutes that are available. They're not going to go ahead and like cut anybody out of the rotation quite yet. It's still very early in the season. This is still a very young team waiting for Jaren Jackson Jr. and Justice Winslow to return. So I think right now it's just they're waiting to see what settles. And then if they have to move on from a Jalen Brooks or if they want to move on from a Grayson Allen, be my guest. But Desmond Bain looks legit. I think he's an A. I don't know what more you want him to do.
And yet again, one of the guys I talked about that were basically this guy was the 3-and-D guy that I was thinking, but could shoot well from 3. Saddiq Bey with the Pistons, 19th overall. Dave, just to put it out there, in his last 11 games, he's drilled 26 3-pointers. And on the season, he's hitting 42% from 3-point this year. Like, that's what I look at from Saddiq Bey. 10 points in 21, almost just over 21 minutes a night. Yet again, Saddiq Bey, maybe B+ for me. Like, I like what Bain, like, it's weird because, Bain hasn't really started. But, like, the numbers that I see from Bain and what I see from Bain on the court, I'm going to put Bain at A-. I'm only going to put Saddiq at a B+. Maybe that's a little travesty. Maybe he should be an A. But yeah, B+, mainly because what I was thinking about from him is shooting from beyond the arc, and he's nailing it over 40%.
Yeah, I mean, what draft pick was he officially?
19th overall.
19th overall. With that in my mind for 19th overall pick to contribute where he's at right now, I'll go B-. Okay. You're on the one end of B, I'm at the other. I think the inconsistencies in his game, but again, I don't want to hold too much against him because it's the inconsistencies of the Pistons as a roster right now. Yeah. They have been literal trash, then physical trash, and then they've upgraded at times to an actual basketball team. So, I don't hate the team. I want to see them succeed, but there's no consistency. I think that their lineups have shifted a bunch of times. He's played with the first unit. He's played with the backups. He's played with the third stringers. I mean, I know they're basically all third stringers at this point to a lot of people, but like it's very tough when you don't have that consistency around you to know the sets, to know, hey, I'm going to be working with this guy as my main point guard. I'm going to work with this guy coming off screens and shit like that. So again, his inconsistency, the team's inconsistency. I like what he is. I like what he will be. I think a B- is fair for me.
The next guy, Dave, you know my grade, or you might not know my grade.
Oh, no. You have to extrapolate. I need to hear the words come out of your mouth about this boy.
So we're talking about the bust, Anthony Bennett. That's who we're talking about. Number 1 overall pick. To me, this is something to where, Dave, what was one of the things we said about Anthony Bennett? Where he had what, Dave?
Anthony,
low what?
Say his name right the first time.
No, I am. He's Anthony Bennett. That's what he is. I know it's Anthony Edwards, Dave, but he's Anthony Bennett. He is the bust of the 2020 NBA draft. And throughout the entire draft process, we're all like, well, you know what? He shows flashes, but he's got low basketball IQ, Dave. He's got low basketball IQ. That's why I'm going to be a little nice to Edwards. I'm feeling nice here on Inauguration Day. I'm not going to go F+. I'm going to go D-. I'm going to go D- for the boy. Only a step up. And the main reason why is I know it's me. Some people are going to say you're a microcosm on this, but it's like I can't remember who they were playing, but the one play out in transition, team's down by 4, there's seconds ticking off the clock in the 4th, and basically it's like he just dribbles the ball away. And like even Ricky Rubio's like, what are you doing out there? Like, know the situation, guy. Know the situation. And I looked at him like, that's exactly what we said. Low basketball IQ. Like, to me, bust of the draft hasn't looked like, to me, yeah, he's looked okay, but yet again, the glaring errors are there. They are there, and the T-Wolves are no better with him. I agree with Eric. Minnesota's a dumpster fire.
They are a dumpster fire. They're the worst team in the league, and they've got so much draft capital that they've used. I mean, you look at Karl-Anthony Towns, D'Angelo Russell, Anthony Edwards as their big 3 right now, and obviously they went ahead and they re-signed Malik Beasley, who I know draft-wise he wasn't a super high pick, but like he was a mid-first rounder. But again, you have 3 guys who were picked in the top 5 of their drafts respectively. 2 at number 1 overall, and I think D'Lo was 3. So the fuck, like, this is a situation where the team is just built wrong. Saunders will be fired. I do believe that they will get a new head coach by the end of the season or going into next season. I think he's ineffective. But yeah, like,
I mean, it's not all his fault though. Like,
it's not all his fault, but the roster's also not winning. And here's the funny thing. You look at the roster and you're like, there's so much talent here. How come other teams in the league can win without that much talent, but you guys can't figure out how to string together some games?
Yeah.
That's the thing that frustrates me. I look at teams who have less talent on the roster who are winning more games. I'm like, it's a fucking difference here. Is there a will, a want to win? Is there a coaching strategy? Is there how to utilize your talent best? So we could go in depth on that some other time, but like, I look at Edwards and sorry, my hair's really bugging me right now.
You're good. You get that with the longer hair, Dave.
I know. It's fun to play with. I look at Edwards and I just see the worst fucking shot selection, the perma green light for someone who should not have it. He's a poor shooter. Yeah. And they've not done him any favors. They've just continued to give him the green light, like, well, maybe he'll shoot his way out of this one. Shooting his way into the fucking dumpster. I still go C-. I can't give him an F yet. I think D is so low. Again, he looks like an athlete out there. I'm feeling nice about this. I like what he could be, but I don't see him as someone who this year will be anywhere close to efficient enough to be a starting player.
And Dave, I want to clear up because Twitch chat is throwing out some truths, but misleading truths, where yes, Golden State has Minnesota's pick. However, it is top 3 protected. So if Minnesota ends up 1, 2, 3, it stays with Minnesota, and then that pick goes to the Warriors no matter where it is in 2022. So maybe the T-Wolves suck so much they're 1, 2, and 3, and the lottery doesn't fuck them like it did the Knicks. Dave, the next guy, besides Lamela Ball, this is the only other guy, Dave, that I am having in the Rookie of the Year discussion. He is right behind Lamela Ball for Rookie of the Year. I know people don't like stats, so I'm going to throw one out anyways. 64 assists to 15 turnovers, Dave. Tyrese Halliburton, A fucking plus. A+.
Yep.
The Kings probably got the best pick in the draft besides Lamela Ball.
100% yes. And again, that's someone we talked up. I fell in love with because of his efficiency, because he was a smart player who did the right thing at the right time on the court. Again, same reason I love Denny. Smart guys who know their role, who make people around them better players. That's exactly what Tyrese Halliburton is. He does not look like he's going to be a superstar, Kevin Durant score level guy. That's not him. That's not his game.
Yeah.
He's just fucking fantastic as a player. He is so good, and I love everything about his game. I can't wait till they decide to move on from Buddy Hield or put his bum ass back on the bench where he was actually better.
Yeah.
Like, nobody's talked about the fact that Buddy Hield thrived on the bench statistically. The team got better when he was on the bench, but let's not talk about that. Let's just let him play. They've got another fucking drama guy over there playing the 4 for them. So look, we're happy that the Kings have done the right thing. They took a great player who is a very high floor guy, and I love everything about Halliburton moving forward.
Yeah, and one thing I wanted to say something, I completely blanked on it. I was going to say something, I completely blanked. He's also gotten Bulls fans to basically be like, man, I wish we picked Halliburton over Williams, where I'm like, guys,
we will wait long term and see again, this is 15 games, 20. Yeah,
like
20 games.
Yeah, not even. But I mean, the day of the next one, clap your hands. What? You do. Everybody.
Well, not really.
Philadelphia.
I told you, my heart out.
76ers. That's okay. We can go from this one into baseball. Jake.
Oh, no, you guys can run the list.
Yeah.
Jake knows his shit. So I want to let Jake talk about his boy. And then I'm going to leave. You guys enjoy.
We're talking about Isaiah Joe? Okay.
No. Tyrese Maxey, baby. What's your grade?
A plus. Is there someone higher than that?
I think you've gone high enough, my guy.
I mean, the Sixers have been crying out for a playmaking guard off the bench for years, and now they just have 2 of them. I mean, Shake Milton and Tyrese Maxey off the bench. Maxey filling in the starting lineup right now because Curry's out. But once Curry comes back in, he slides back in the starting lineup. You have Tyrese Maxey and Shake Milton coming off the bench. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing more you can ask for. Tyrese Maxey has been phenomenal. Defensively, he's definitely going to have to improve, but he will as the years go on, I assume. His IQ is there. His ability to read passing lanes, all that's great. His first step's amazing offensively, and he's showing that he gives no fucks and just shoots when he's open, which is great because his main problem, I remember when he got drafted, Dave was like, well, you drafted another guard who can't shoot. I strongly disagree at this point because all of Tyrese Maxey does is just chuck threes and bang mid-range pull-ups. He's just been, I mean, maybe Quickly was only the other guy that went a little bit behind him that's been as good as him, but Maxey has definitely been the best later pick.
So my grade of an A on Maxey has nothing to do with the team that picked him. Like, usually I've talked about up to this point, like, man, this team, really good draft pick. This team, really good draft pick. I feel like this A is more on Maxey than it is on the team, where Maxey is just playing up to a level. Maybe it's fucking him and Doc's system that works so well. Maybe it's him, like you said, coming off the bench, playing against second units and playing with second units that may help him as well. But, like, I love Maxey. I loved him in the draft. Just didn't think it was going to go that high. And although he is on the 76ers, who I love to rag on, Jake, just for you, it's nice that he's balling out. We will continue the list. Jake, or JD, you don't have to worry. Fast PP is still coming. Got to talk about Peyton Pritchard. But, Jake, I'll ask you, Isaac Okoro, what are your thoughts? What are your grades? This is a guy, to me, defensively has been great. Offensively has been limited, but hey, we thought that when he was going to get drafted, that was going to be the case.
Yeah, I'd probably say a B. I think that I mean, it's a good pick. It's not going to knock anybody out of the water, but now you look at that Cavs team, you have Sexton, you have Garland, you have Okoro, and you have Jared Allen now. And Okoro is there to make up for the defensive inefficiencies of the two guards they have. Will they keep Sexland? I hope so, because they're the best nickname in all of basketball. Nothing even close to them. Okoro will grow his game offensively. His mechanics are there. It's just. I don't want to say it's a mind game. I hate when people say that it's in their head or whatever. Yeah. His offensive game will grow, but you know what's great is with that backcourt, and they still are going to get another player, another good young player with that team. He doesn't have to score the ball a lot. He just has to be able to make open shots in the corner wherever he is, wherever they set him up in the offense. But I mean, it's just a solid pick from the Cavs.
Yeah, I mean, with me to B, and it's because he's exactly what we thought they would be. Like, the Bleacher Report article even mentions, and I'll read it, just a little snippet of, he looked like a veteran guarding opposing teams' top scorers. Like, to have that from a rook, like, obviously there's things he needs to grow, mainly offensively, but it looks like the Cavs got a good pick so far, B overall, for Isaac Okoro. And then Jake, the guy that JD wants us to talk about, the surprise of the draft in my eyes, because when they drafted him, I was like, holy shit, Peyton Pritchard, that is a reach if I ever saw one. But he's a guy that's shooting 43% from three. He is about 62% from shots inside 10 feet. As it says here on the Bleacher Report article, IQ and defensive competitiveness has helped him earn minutes. I just think this is a rookie that, yet again, it could be like what Eric said with Maxey, where Maxey makes himself fit with the 76ers. It could just be Pritchard, the way he's playing, making himself fit. But I think this is something where he fits with Brad Stevens, and he is a Brad Stevens guy. Maybe it's because he's closer to being a college kid than he is to being an adult and a pro in the NBA. But like, this is a solid A for me from Pritchard, and I did not expect to be giving him an A when we talked about the draft 2 months ago.
Yeah, I'll probably go with a B. I don't know if I go an A. I'll probably go B. I don't want to make the standard Boston joke, but it's another 6'5" white guy that they drafted, and he is just he's solid. He's just good. He's just a good basketball player. And you talked about it. His definitely has some growing to do on the defensive side, but he shows the effort defensively. That's all you need. If a guy he's showing a willingness that he gives 100% every single night, every single game. So if you get a guy like that, they can be defensively because they can grow their game. They show that they want to grow their game. Yeah.
Like I said, I thought it was a reach when Boston picked him.
Same.
Turns out to be a fucking solid pick for him. Because we knew he could shoot. It's just, could he do other things on top of that? And he's proving now that, yes, he can. And he's got the will and the IQ to get better. Because those are things you can't teach.
Yeah, it turned out that, Aaron Nesmith might have been just a solid, I think he's shooting 21% this year or something like that, 18% from three. So, if you actually switch the picks, they'd actually make more sense. He took Peyton Pritchard in the middle,
Nesmith was so highly ranked, though, because of that three-point shot.
He'll grow. He'll be fine.
I think he'll be fine in future years. The next one, I'm actually going to surprise you, Jake.
Oh, Lord.
Patty Williams. Yeah. If you had to guess what my grade for Patrick Williams is, what would you say it would be?
Well, okay. You're talking to a Patrick Williams stan here.
Yeah.
So,
but as a Bulls fan, what would you say my grade would be?
Probably a B. Probably, he's a good pick.
Damn, you didn't. I thought you were going to be like, oh, it's an A. I'm underset. Like, Bleacher Report said their grade for him is an A. I look at that and I go, Patrick Williams has shown flashes. He's shown versatility, rebounding, defense. One of the things I love is that he's gone up against Luka, Kawhi, LeBron, didn't back down. Like I said in my Bulls reaction video, it's very easy for a rookie to get starstruck when going up against especially LeBron and Kawhi, especially Kawhi, a guy that he's talked about in the draft process, kind of looking up and watching Kawhi's game. That's why they call him Baby Kawhi out there. Baby Kawhi in The Mandalorian. But I'm going to go B+ here. Patrick Williams is something I've loved what I've seen, but there's still that kind of thought in my mind where it's I don't think you've unlocked everything yet, young Padawan.
Yeah, he was the guy that I talked about all year that if he fell to that 8 through 11, 8 through 12 range, I thought he's just an absolute steal because I said all year he is a project, but he has every single thing to be a all-star player in today's NBA. He's a wing with a large wingspan who has good shooting mechanics and has a pretty good first step, and his defensive IQ is there. He is great defensively. And I mean, the most encouraging thing that I would say from him is that he's shooting 87% from the free throw line, which I'm sorry, I didn't expect him to shoot near 90%. I know it's really early. It's early for him in the free throw, but he's just Patty Williams. I talked about him for the entire year in the entire draft process. He is just some guy who, if you're going to win in this league, you need a wing like him. You need a wing that can almost do everything. Almost do everything.
I got to do it, Jake. So in the comment section or in the Twitch section, Eric goes, I would say C+. The problem is Markkanen, Williams, and Carter Jr. on the floor at the same time. Here's what I would say to that. Because, like, Eric, when I saw the, I would say C+, you guys might have saw my head went,
I thought you were saying that to me. I thought I said something
adage
else.
of, like, the dog that had the question of, like, what's going on? Like, Tilt, what's going on here? Because I think of these player grades of more as, yes, we've talked about how they fit on a team. I think when you say the problem with Markkanen, Williams, and Carter on the court, I think that's more of a Bulls problem than a Williams problem. Because the thing with the Bulls is Williams is the guy they're keeping. Markkanen and Carter, we're not even sure what their future is with the team. And just what I've seen from Williams himself has been better than a C+. So, like, I would say the player is a B, but the situation right now of the Bulls might be a C+. That's why I was kind of a little confused, like the little.
I thought I said something. I thought I said something.
Oh no, you didn't. It was.
I was like, he's shooting 90% from the free throw line. Why did I say that's weird?
Like, I understand the point. Markkanen, Williams, and Carter, like the whole Bulls team, we don't know what the plan is. AK is kind of quiet up there, but yeah, I can see where with me it's more of a single player than the situation. And then the last high-ranking rook before we get through some of the quick picks, the lower guys, James Wiseman, Jake. B for me. I have one complaint with James Wiseman, and that's I don't think he's as aggressive as I would like him to be on the boards. Yet again, this comes from a game I was watching where I had him going over 9.5 boards. He needed 9.5 boards. No, can't get 9.5. Got to get 9. Can't get those 10 boards. Got to let Steph Curry come in and take a board away from me. I'll wait for the ball to come to me. Yes, I'm being a little ridiculous here. But like that's probably one of the only things I look at and I go, be more aggressive. Be more aggressive. Don't let this little guard take the ball from you. Go after the ball, get the rebound, and then pass it to Steph Curry. But other than that, like overall, he's been good for the team. He's been averaging? I think he's averaging over 10 points. I don't have the stats in front of me. He's everything you would want in a number 2 pick. Probably should have been the number 1 pick or number 2 pick because LaMelo should have been the number 1 pick. But I would give him a B.
Yeah, I mean, again, a little bit biased here. Definitely a James Wiseman stand. These were 2 of my top 3 guys all year. James Wiseman, it's very tough to step into an organization like the Warriors who have won so much in the past few years. Obviously not last year with injuries and everything like that. But every single player that goes in that organization just has such high expectations to meet, which is why people were semi-underwhelmed with how he's done so far. This is about what I expected from him. He needs to improve his free throw shooting. We went over that in the draft process the entire time. You can't be a big man in this league like him and want to be great and shoot, 58% from the free throw line? Sorry, it doesn't work anymore. Joel Embiid shoots like 84% from the free throw line. It just, you have to grow your game at some point. Yeah. I think the mentoring and everything is going to be great for him in Golden State. I think he'll be very, very good. He's just not a finished product. He's 19. He's not a finished product. And people are freaking out because he's getting benched early in the season. And
that's the thing where even Eric says like foul trouble's an issue. Like I would agree, but yet again, as he grows, I feel like he'll learn how to stay out of foul trouble or how to avoid fouls. Because one of the things the Bleacher Report article says is at 7'6" wingspan, it has also helped the 7-foot center block 1.6 shots per game, a starting point that suggests he could eventually rise to the top of the leaderboard with Miles Turner and Rudy Gobert. Like, if a rookie can be in the names of blocked shots with Turner and the best defender in the league, shuts down the entire league, Rudy Gobert, then that's some big praise to do. What, he shut down the whole league. What can I say? I'm just spitting facts here. He shut him down. Like, no one's getting past Rudy Gobert. But then some quick shots, Jake, some lower end rookies. The first one, Miami's Precious of Chua. I would say if before the health and safety protocol happened, I'd probably give this one a C+. Because we didn't really see a lot of them. But, with Jimmy not being there and a lot of players missing time over the past couple weeks with the health and safety protocol, I'd say B- for Precious Achiuwa. Maybe I'm a little lower on him, but it's one of those where he's got the tools, he's got the athleticism, he just needs to grow more, although he's had some flashes, and he's a wet boy this year.
Yeah, I mean, I got to watch him twice when the I don't even know what to call them because they weren't the Heat. They were just like, there were 8 players out on the court. They played the Sixers twice, and he was a pain in the ass.
Do we call them the Heatles? No, that would be the Heatles.
Not the Heatles. They don't have a cool nickname. I don't know. They don't have a cool nickname.
The Sparklers. We'll call them the Sparklers.
See, they don't have a cool nickname. We were the 76ers. Okay, they don't have a cool nickname like that.
I love that. The 76ers.
Precious is going to be a very solid player. It's another Miami Heat pick. They pick another guy in the middle to late first round. He's going to be an NBA player for a very long time. It's just, I'd probably go along with the B-. That sounds about right to me.
I'm just going to, so this next one, I'm not even going to have a grade for. I'm just going to let you talk about him. Is that
Isaiah
okay?
Joe?
Isaiah Joe.
Oh my, A+++++. Oh my God. You know, it's wild, right? That somebody who shot so well in college can shoot well in the NBA. It's the same thing as Desmond Bain. Isaiah Joe, not only is he shooting so well, when we were the 76ers, he shot 9 threes per game and shot 39% per game from deep. That is insane. He has the ultimate shooter's mindset. He does not give 2 shits. He just, I'm open, shoot. Oh, I'm not. I'm only a little bit open. It doesn't matter. I'm shooting.
I'm open, shoot. Okay, I'm gonna just shoot.
It was great to see, and obviously nothing good comes from these safety protocols. But to see young guys like this gain so much confidence so early in their rookie season is fun to watch. It's not fun to watch teams without half their players, so I hope everybody gets healthy. But it is pretty interesting to see this. If I actually was given a grade, I'd probably give it A-. I mean, at 49, you get one of the best shooters, if not the best shooter in the entire draft, and his defensive upside is there. He just needs to learn a little bit of defensive IQ. He gets lost defensively every now and then. But, I mean, again, Daryl Morey, I mean, Isaiah Joe is going to be an NBA rotation player for years, and he got him at 49 in the draft.
Yeah. If I had to give a grade, I said I didn't have one, but I will. B. Just solid B. Here's one that, yet again, will rival Anthony Edwards for you, and that's Alexei Pokusewski. This is one where I feel like for me, it's like a D+, maybe D-. It's a D for sure. But yet again, it's not because of, I almost feel like it's not Pokusewski. It's mainly he doesn't have a fit on this team. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a Thunder team that I feel like doesn't have a real identity. Maybe I'm wrong in that sense, but like, they're a bunch of, hey, let's just throw shit at the wall and see what sticks right now. It's a lot of like, hey, we're trading for all these young players, all these draft picks, and eventually this team is going to take form, but right now they're just a lump of clay. It does not help, though, when he's only making 26% of his shots, and he's got 21.2 turnovers. Well, turnover percentage, I should say.
Yeah, those are not, that's not what you're looking for when you're looking for a basketball player. Pokusewski was definitely taken as a incredibly high ceiling, incredibly low floor. I mean, he looks like Slenderman out there. That's literally what he looks like.
Does.
Like you said, the Thunder don't have an identity. Their identity is they have Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and he's very good at basketball. And let's try to get some other players who are actually good at basketball around him.
So I was watching, of course, the Denver Thunder game last night because I had the parlay going. And when they were playing him in the fourth quarter because they were getting blown out, in the watch along, I literally said, Pokusewski, because of his size, like rail thinness, it looks like to me like, hey, who let that high schooler out on the court? That high schooler is really tall, but who left that high schooler out there on the court for the Thunder?
Yeah, he looks like somebody I'd go to when I was in high school, and not as tall, obviously.
One of the prep schools, Jake, playing one of the prep schools. That's who they got.
God, he looks like me if I was like a foot taller. If I was like a foot taller, he is. I mean, I won't give him this though. That guy lacks no confidence. Yeah. He just goes at it. He turns the ball over. I think he has near 2 assists per game, and he only plays about 16 minutes per game, and he barely touches the ball. He just shoots it. I'd probably give it a D too. He could definitely change. He could become a great player. He needs to add weight. He needs to improve his shot. He needs to improve his ball handling. He needs to improve his IQ. There's so much he has to improve. And maybe he can, but
Last two. Isaiah Stewart, I feel like this is a B. Only because he's exceeded the expectations that I had for him coming in. I had very low expectations because Dave and I always said about him, he's got an old man's game. But he's shown flashes for the Pistons. Enough flashes to where I've even thought to myself, wow, he might be something special for them in a couple years.
Yeah, I mean, I looked at him, I saw a 6'8" center with an old man's game, and I went, wow, he's going to be bad. And I would probably caution myself because he plays on a bad team, and sometimes bad players have, Jahlil Okafor, old man's game, averaged 18.5 points in his rookie year, and then fell off the face of the earth. I think Isaiah Stewart has shown some upside, though. I'd probably give it a C. It's a wait and see fit. It's where does this Pistons team go, and where does he fit into that equation? We just don't know yet.
And then the last rookie. If I had to rank rookies this year, Jake, on performances, Lamela would be number 1, rookie of the year. Halliburton would be number 2. This guy would be number 3. Maxey would probably be number 4. However, this guy and Maxey might be switchable. Emmanuel fucking Quickly for the Knicks. SEC Player of the Year. Put some fucking respect on that name. He's been balling out for Coach Tom Thibodeau down there. And I hope that the only reason why I hope he doesn't make the starting role is because I hope Tom Thibodeau doesn't blow out his fucking knees as a rookie.
I will give Tom some credit. He has shown that in the last couple games, he's playing 9 to 10 players and actually going deep in the rotation. Yeah. Now, quickly, it's the same thing I talked with Maxey. Why do GMs keep falling for this Kentucky guard stigma? Okay, Tyler Hero happened. Devin Booker happened. Now it's happening with Maxey and Quickly. Just because they play somewhat poor in college, I'd put Cat in that situation. Cat's college numbers were not that good. He just wasn't that good because it was him. It was him, Willie Cauley-Stein, and Trey Lyles all sharing minutes in college. Yeah. And then he comes to the NBA and he wasn't the number 1 overall prospect. Then teams worked him out and they're like, holy shit, this kid's amazing. So it's the same thing with Kentucky guards. Quickly is a walking bucket. I don't know if he's a franchise point guard or anything like that. I'd give it a B+, the same thing. I'd give it an A-, same thing I gave Maxey, because I think they're pretty similar. I think they're about the same thing. I just think that GMs and even us need to stop falling for this Kentucky guard bullshit, because every year there's a Kentucky player that underperforms in college and then comes to the NBA and they're like, holy shit, this kid's really good.
I will ask you, does BJ Boston fall into that? Do you think he is going to be the next Kentucky guard? Because Dave and I kind of talked about it on the mock draft. Is he going to fall into the side of the Emmanuel Quickleys, the Tyrese Maxeys of didn't play that well in college, played well in the NBA? Or will he be the Kevin Knoxes of, hey, he might be good, let's draft him, and then doesn't pan out?
I was muted. My bad. Didn't know I was muted.
I was like, shit, did I lose him?
Shit. No, I'm here. Don't worry. I will be honest, I haven't watched a lot of BJ Boston yet. But if it's a Kentucky guard, I'm going to say out right here, he could be good. I don't know.
Take a swing at him. That's what Jake said. Take a swing at him.
I'm going to assume he's probably a scoring guard who's shooting poor percentages because they put him in poor situations and don't play to his strengths. That's what I'm going to assume, because Kentucky plays to win college basketball games. It's the same thing that happened to Cam Reddish at Duke. It's the same thing. Not when there's so many similar, and Kentucky's not as good this year, or even close to as good this year. But it's the same thing every year. Kentucky doesn't play their player strength. They play a system and they try to win basketball games. And I don't blame them for it. But it does hurt players' draft stocks, which is funny, which Kentucky used to have all the high recruiting classes, even though they do this to players.
Hey, they're not even ranked this year, so are they even good, bro? Are they even good, bro? But that'll do it for our rookies. So let us know what you guys think, obviously, down below about everything that we talked about Jake.